Alright, well, for those of you who are watching, it's late at night for me, but as usual, I'm not a sleeper. So, I'm gonna be doing some stuff with my little tractor here. We're gonna start getting a little sketchy. So, if you can't sleep like I can't, come see what I'm doing. That's pretty good, actually. Cool. Hi. Just wait until you see what I got going on. Well, as of right now, I'm just getting my little chain come along, hooked up to the roof. But I am going to be working on my tractor here shortly. So there's this tractor that I'm building that I want to do something like, I don't know, 40 miles an hour or so on. Put it this way, I'm excited about this. I'm more excited than I probably should be. But this was the pulley that I pulled off. Yeah, I tacked on a Pitman arm puller to pull it off. But that worked out. That's the pulley that I pulled off, okay? 5.5 inches in diameter, 6 inches in diameter. This is the one that's going on. 12 inches in diameter. So if I do a little bit of math, and I think my math works out, with that pulley, I was able to do 12 miles an hour according to my phone GPS. Don't know how accurate that is, but at least it gives me a number. With this, according to the numbers that I ran based on pulley diameters and tire sizes, at least the current tire size, this should bring me up to about 35. And then with bigger tires, I should be running above 40. Now, that's also assuming that this little engine, it's not little, I mean, it's 21 horsepower Briggs, but that's assuming that this engine can do it and that I am ballsy enough to do it. I don't know. I don't know about all that. We'll see. I'm just trying to be a little quiet because everybody's sleeping around me in the house. 12OU, hi. This is your official shout out. So that's coming up soon. But I have to, well, I appreciate it. Thank you. I would stay tuned to the channel because this is the project that I'm currently running. It's going to take me a while to get it together. It's going to take me a little while before I put the video out. But I try to put the live up. That way everybody can watch me work while I'm doing this. Because, you know, I'm not going to lie. Watching somebody work live is actually pretty cool. I do it. You know, if I'm not working, I'm watching somebody. If I'm not taking care of kids and working. That's not a lot of time, is it? Oh, well. So, I'm going to put this in my box O parts. But right now, I'll show you what I'm working on. So, this is the tractor. Well, that's not the tractor. This is the frame for the tractor with the rear end. That's the tractor. That tractor is going to go on here. Now, I added an ATV front end to give me some front suspension. I was going to put on the hubs on here, but in order to do that, I had to source them, which I ended up finding them. But in order to do that, I needed to get ATV wheels and tires. I needed to get the brakes working because it has drum brakes. And there was a bunch of things that I needed to do, and I don't have all the parts for it. So I'm going to use the front parts of the tractor, those tires and those, I guess we'll call them front axles. And I'm going to attach them to that. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm willing to try it. But I wanted to test this little chain fall here to see if this will work. And it looks like it will be just fine. More than fine, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. So, I'm going to put you guys back here. I wish I could put you somewhere where you could, like, watch a little better. Maybe I can come up with something. Yeah. Might be swinging from the lift, but nope, that's not going to work. Nope. I got a clamp in here. Sorry about the delay. I'm just trying to find a way to put you guys up somewhere where you can see me, because before I was moving the camera around a lot and it's kind of annoying. So I'd rather just put you guys in one spot. I had some of my alligator clamps. I'm a mess. Yeah, we can call it a shop. I'm going to try and work up the cash flow in order to be able to build a shop. Like, basically drop a shed and use it as a weld shop. But every once in a while I take on these big projects. Well, big for me projects. So it gets a little cramped. Oh. All right, well, there's an idea. I don't know. I wish I had a mount or something. I used to have a mount, but I broke it because I'm reckless. All right, well, I guess I'll move you guys around a little bit. Sorry about the look. put you over here. I can also put you, I'll put you way over there. I'll have to come over and read my comments every once in a while, but that's all right, I guess. Here it is. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty good. You get to see most everything that I'm doing. I'll bring you close when there's something interesting. It's gonna be a lot of logistical work right now. A lot of mundane tasks. Alright, well I know this is going to work, so I can get this out of the way for now. Get this out of the way. Get this and move on here. Give me a little bit before I need that. It'll be a little bit before I need that. Good enough for now. I don't need to get in there really. You need a magnetic pickup tool though. Oh wow, there's more comments coming in than I thought. Bring it on over here. Does welding pay good? Yeah, welding pays good. But I mean, you just have to be good. I mean, you can start off slow. Hold on, I'll put you over here. So you can start off. Yeah, good enough. It depends on where you start off or what you want to do. And it depends on what good is. The one thing I don't particularly care for is when people ask if welding pays good, because, well, what's good? Yeah, fabrication pays all right. I mean, to me, good is, I'll put a number on it. I'll put a number on it. If you can make, when somebody asks me if welding pays good, I immediately go to, does it pay six figures? That's my number. And yes, to be short, welding can pay really good. But that'll also depend on how good you want to be. So if you just want to go to work every day, punch a clock, work in a shop, have everything taken care of for you, it'll pay good enough. Hey, that's an idea. It'll pay good enough. But if you want to make the real money, when I mean real money, I mean six figures, way into the six figures at times. You really have to put your stuff out there and, yeah, straight welding, yeah. You really have to put the time in to get really good. And I mean, there is nothing, as a welder, if somebody asks you, can you weld this, there is no is not an answer. Yes is always the answer. So, yeah, I mean, I know guys that, no, stick welding. I mean, TIG pays good too, but, I mean, stick welding out in the field. Honestly, aerospace not as much as people think. It does pay a lot, but not as much as people think it does. It's not the, you have a welder, but what welder do you have? Let's start with that. And do you have a place to use it? Like, do you have a garage? Do you have a spot outside where you can? do it without pissing neighbors off. Oh, you piss neighbors off, whatever. $100. You're funny. No, this channel is all about, you're funny. So this channel is all about learning to weld. I do all this stuff, all the project, oh man, that's tight, Jesus fucking Christ. All the projects that I do, all the videos that I do a titanium welder with a spool gun. Okay, so is it a MIG welder or is it a multi-process welder? Does it do other things? Yeah, ironworkers do good. I would say ironworkers do very good. And they get to travel. Inverter, what are you? Well, that's what I used to be. So yes, I know how much they can make. So it's an inverter driven welder. It's more than likely a MIG/stick welder. What are you looking to weld? Just home stuff? Fuck you. You're looking to weld home stuff, you're looking to get into a business, or you're just looking to kind of like know something to do something type thing? Oh, you fucker. Oh yeah, a spool gun. So the spool gun is basically a MIG gun, but instead of having the wire in the machine, it has the wire on your hand. So yeah, it's a lot. I mean, if you're talking about like aluminum spool gun, yeah, it's very similar. Aluminums can be a pain in the ass. You got to make sure it's really clean. You'd like to build frames or do fab, but don't have experience. Okay. Well, where I would start is if you have a place, an area of some sort at your house or locally to set up a welder. Now you need, what's that noise? Oh, you need a bottle. You need a bottle of gas. If you are going to get a bottle of gas, I would recommend going to a local air gas or a welding supply store and get a bottle of 75-25, 75% CO2, 25%, or 75% argon, 25% CO2. What that will do for you. Okay, you got a gas bottle, good. And I assume it's 75-25. Or is it straight argon? Straight argon will work. What the hell was I doing? Oh, yeah. But yeah, so you hook that thing up, make sure you have a regulator with it, make sure you have your gas hose with it. If you're gonna do steel, if you're gonna do MIG on steel plate, I would recommend, I don't know where the jobs are at. Ooh, that's a tough one. So the jobs, if you have no experience, let me start off with this. If you have no experience, the jobs are not going to come to you. Part of my channel is being truthful and being honest with people, and to be perfectly honest, unless you have a lot of experience and a good reputation, the jobs just aren't going to show up. I'm sorry to say that. It's going to be very hard to get into anywhere. The best thing you can do is get a lot of practice in and do some fab work and a lot of practice getting used to the stuff that you want to do. and then start either working for somebody or getting your name out there with another company. Not necessarily working with that company, but going to a company and say, hey, I'm a new business looking to do, we'll say you're looking to do roll cages. We'll say we're doing roll cages. Yeah, and advertise yourself a lot. But if you want to do roll cages or stuff like that, go to a business where roll cages would be important. If you have a local track, if you have a performance shop near you or something along that lines, and then start advertising like, hey, I'm new, trying to get into the business. Do you have anything that I can do? And start doing the mundane tasks, because you're not going to be able to jump right into doing whatever it is you want to do. They're going to give you some of the cheap, easy stuff to see how good you are, or stuff that they just like, if they're going to give you anything. Sometimes they'll just say no, and you get a lot of no's for every one yes. So get used to that. But you can start asking around and talk to people, because word of mouth, especially with welding, goes a long way. And depending on the industry that you want to get into or the location that you are, will determine a lot of things. So I would start with that. It's really hard to just start from scratch. It really is. I'll be honest. I got lucky. I have a reputation to hold up in the welding industry. I started off, a lot of people do that. I mean, I wouldn't bash them for that. That's not very nice. But honestly, a lot of people do that. A lot of people buy the gear and go, okay, what should I do now? And it's natural. You want to buy all this stuff, you want to jump right into it, and then now what? And then, well, now you got to practice. I had a situation that was the opposite. I got into an industry, I didn't know anything, I didn't have anything. No, I understand you're not bashing. I know. I understand. But got into the industry not having anything. And I got in with a business. They taught me how to weld pipe. That's all I did for 5-6 years, stick weld pipe. Then they wanted to get into combo welds, which are a TIG weld root. So I had to teach myself how to TIG weld a root pass, because they didn't have anybody to teach me. We were both learning at the same time. It was just me and another welder. And then at the same time, I was starting to realize that welding's a bigger thing than what I thought it was. I was an 18-year-old kid, didn't have a clue as to what anything was. As much as I thought I did, I didn't. So going into it, 6 years into the business, started experimenting with other processes, doing a lot more research, and come to find there's a lot more to have. Now, I left that company shortly after because I wanted to stop traveling, because I was up and down the East Coast constantly. There was no chill. And I worked for a local natural gas company. And when I did that for 6.5 years or so, I didn't travel all up and down the states, but I traveled within my state. So yeah, that's what happens. They want to know about experience. It's the first thing with welding. Everybody wants to have that welder with experience, and just starting off, it's really hard to get experience if you don't have any, because everybody just wants it. It's like they want it to just exist. So one thing I can tell you is that sometimes if they ask for experience, don't tell them whether you have any or not, just show them what you can do. So if they ask you, that's all fine and dandy, I have plenty of work, but do you have any experience? You know what? Come on out to my truck, I'll show you what I can do. And then show them what you can do. And then, what I would do is practice to the point where you can do that. Yeah, practice to the point where you can do that, where you'd be confident going into a place like, I will show you what I can do, and you go out and do it, and they go, oh, okay, wow, this guy's business. Something to that effect. Or do what some people do and fake it till they make it. Some fall on their face. Actually, most fall on their face, and every once in a while, somebody makes it up until they call their own shit. Because in welding, you can't fake it until you make it. It just doesn't happen. There's been plenty of times where I've been thrown into a situation and they're like, hey, can you weld this? And I'll say yes, even though I've never done it a day in my life, but I'll come up with something. And I usually do. No, it depends on what you are doing. If you go into structural related components, like things holding a substantial amount of weight, typically yes, but like roll cage stuff, honestly, when roll cages get inspected, they get visually inspected by a guy that knows nothing about welding. If you're getting a roll cage certified for a certain time bracket or something like that. So no, not necessarily. It does help, but no, you don't have to. Now I am going to do a real quick part of my video. Oh yeah, when you guys on the lives, you kind of get behind the scenes when I'm shooting videos like this. This video is kind of going to be a long one that's in the works, but you guys get to see a sneak peek. I don't always keep them up either for Publix. One second here. All right. Sync, microphone, front end. All right. So I was going to use the front hubs of the four-wheeler and get ATV tires and wheels and all that stuff, but that's kind of a lot of work. And I want to get this thing up and running before it snows. So what I'm going to do is use these. These are my front tractor tires. They already have the front axles on them. These, I was looking at these and they seem pretty beefy. I'm gonna beef them up a little bit more, but there's one problem that I want to go over with you, and I'll show you what I'm going to do about it. Sync, check, microphone, front end, steering. All right, so I have this, I have the shank, and I was going to use these, but I have a problem. They don't quite fit. Now, of course, being a welder, I have a little bit of a solution. What I'm going to do, now those shanks are 3/4 of an inch in diameter. That space is about 11/16 of an inch in diameter. 1/16 shy of 3/4 of an inch. There's no such thing as 11/16 bar stock. Trust me, I tried to look, and if I had to get, if I tried to get anything, it ended up being special ordered and take a while to get here. So I got impatient, went to my local Tractor Supply, which seems to be the place I get all my stuff anymore, and got a piece of 3/4 inch bar stock. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it in my drill press and shave it down 11/16 the old-fashioned way, because I don't have a lathe. All right. Gates and fencing, that's not a bad idea. Gates and fencing is a bit, it depends on the area that you live in, but like for example, where I live is a lot of farms. So in order to get a lot of work, the best thing to do is to go to local farmers and say, hey, look, I'm a local welder looking to get some work in, you know, kind of new to owning my own business. Is there stuff that you need me to fix, or can you keep me in mind if something comes up? Now, typically farmers will try, Oh, nice. Good for you. Hopefully it works out for you. I really do. Back on track. So sometimes, especially with farmers, they kind of weld their own stuff. But there are things that a professional welder can do, even if it's a little cheaper than what you would want to charge for, in order to get your name started. So for stuff like little fixes that farmers do all the time, farmers actually end up being pretty decent welders. I'm not gonna lie. I know a couple farm hands near me, and I've seen some of their work, and they're like, "Hey, can you do better this?" I look at them like, "Damn, that's actually pretty good." So they can get away with a lot of stuff, and they do pretty decent. But as a professional welder, you can come in and do an even nicer job on some stuff. Like if you're fixing a backhoe bucket or an arm on a baler or a rototiller, or the 3-point hitches that they break all the time. Stuff like that. That's kind of what I started doing. I got a little bit of business out near me, but to be honest, I wasn't pushing it as hard as I should have. So, yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you can get out and wow somebody, you know, make your work stand out from the rest. It's got to be good. Like, the one thing about welding that people don't realize is that a pretty weld can be bad, but that does not mean a pretty weld is bad. Matter of fact, if a pretty weld is good, you got the best of both worlds, and that's what you should strive to be. Make a good weld look good. So, but I would suggest starting with what you have, starting small, getting really good practice in, and just keep repetitively getting better and better. Best practice that I can tell somebody is you can take a piece of angle iron like this and just lay bead after bead after bead after bead, filling it up, you know, a lot. That's really good practice to do. It's mundane and it can be boring, but it's really good practice. Just get feel food, baby. Yeah, something like that. We'll go with that. All right, let me sink, check, cutting into bandsaw. All right, so I don't have my tape measure out here with me, but that is all right. Got this. How much we got? So 3 and what is that? We'll call it 3 3/4. So we'll cut them at 4.5 inches. Give me a little bit extra length, just in case something goes bad, I can cut it down again. Now I'll explain how I'm going to weld all that together here once I get to it. One down. I forgot to hit play. Whoopsies. Anyways. Well, like I said, what you can do is show them what you can do. If you can bring your stuff with you, I don't know if you're mobile or not, but if you have a mobile ability, you can bring them with you. Take a couple videos of what you're doing. Show them some examples. Well, you should learn to fab. Any welder should be a good fabricator. That doesn't always exist. I know a lot of really good welders that are not good fabricators. Yeah, learn to read blueprints. All really good advice. I guess I am going to get to welding right now. Let's see. This. Oh, it will. Son of a bitch. But I don't think this will fit in my truck. I don't think this is. No, there's no way. All right, good. Well, not good, but whatever. All right, you guys get lucky. I'm going to do a little bit of welding while I'm here. Are you in an? Oh, you're in an apartment right now. Well, I mean, sometimes there's garages to rent and stuff, and if you check local storage units, there are some storage units that'll let you work out of them as long as it's within their operating hours. But you have to check with them because there's a lot of storage units that will not let you do that. So I know you can't operate a business out of a storage unit. That's illegal, but at least in my state. However, there are some storage units that will allow you to have like a mini shop. Now, if they have power or not, who knows? But if they don't have power, I would get a small generator to get started. Hell, I mean, all my stuff in here runs off of 110. I have a generator that can run 220 when I need it, but a lot of the stuff that I do, I don't need it. I'm going to weld here in about 5 minutes, and I'm going to run off of my outlet that also runs the 2 refrigerators that I have behind me. So, it's doable. All right, well, let's, yeah, I want to stick with that. I don't want to do that stupid flux core bullshit right now. Matter of fact, I think this is the 18 volts. Also, learn up as much as you can. What I'm planning on doing at some point soon is I plan on doing a series on how to weld. And what I mean by how to weld, I have a lot of videos on my channel on how to run different welding rods, because this is Stickman Fab and I primarily do stick welding. I can do the other process, I can do it pretty well, but this is what I've done for 15 years as a professional. So I know this really well. So I have videos on how to run different rods in different situations, and I plan on doing more. What I was going to do was I was going to set up a thing on Facebook where you pay for a subscription, and now I'm talking like $2.99 a month, and for that I was going to do like bi-weekly welding lessons that you could do live with me. And you would be able to ask questions in the comments, get on live with me, and I can demonstrate stuff for you and stuff like that. That's kind of the idea of it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a snippet of that explanation because that's the best explanation I've ever given it, and make it short so that way people understand. So it's still up. Once people start subscribing, once I get 1 subscription, I will start doing it. I don't have any subscriptions right now. So as soon as I get one, I will start it that week, I promise. But the only caveat to that is that you're gonna have to be available on my time, because I work during the day and I do like 2 or 3 different jobs. So, but I'm up early in the morning and I stay up late at night on the weekends. So, and I will schedule it ahead of time, so it won't be a surprise. So, if you're interested in something like that, now it's going to be mainly stick welding, but it's going to be up to all the subscribers into what they want to see. But if you're interested in that, go on the Facebook channel, Stickman Fabrication, sign up for a subscription. And matter of fact, I will set it up to where the first 30 days are free. That way you guys know what you're getting into, and if it's not something you want to do, then no harm, no foul. So maybe I'll do that, since I haven't gotten any traction, but I haven't really been pushing it too much. I don't like to sell people things because I believe in sales, no, I'm not a salesman, but I believe in sales that people will buy what they want to buy regardless of whether somebody sells it to them or not. You just need to give them the information, which is what I'm trying to do. So I'm not going to sit here and convince you to do it, but I will tell you that coming from a multi-process welder, 15 years experience, plus a CWI, CWE, I'm part of the committee that, well, I'm an applicant for the committee that writes the codes for the code books. I'm trying to say I know what I'm doing without sounding like a pompous asshole. All right, sync, check, roll them together. All right, so I have put together, I've cut 2 4.5 inch pieces off. What I am going to do is I'm going to weld these to a 5/8 inch bolt. Now the reason why I'm doing that is because my chuck on my drill press does not fit a 3/4 inch bar. It only fits 5/8. So I have a bunch of these bolts that are left over. I'm going to weld them to this so I can stick them on my chuck and sand them down. This is how you get away with doing machining without using a lathe. Kind of. All right. Other than the one thing. Here we go. What you got? And of course, I'll be using my favorite 7018. Kind of tired of the flux cord. Centered. Wherever I put that, it's probably in a place that's very inconvenient. Nope, semi. And I gotta make sure this is as level as I can get it. The thing about being a welder is that I have a lot of stuff and not a lot of places to put it. level my base material here. I need to make sure that this is as straight as I can get it. That way when I put it in the drill press, it's not wobbling around so much. What's going on up there in Irving's land? Should another way to judge your work? Yeah, but I would talk to yes, to answer that question quickly, yes, but I would make sure you trust that guy, because there are some welders in the industry that'll talk bad on you just to get you out of the business. So I would just be aware of that. I'm not saying it's everybody, but I'm not saying it's nobody. Oh dear, I fucked that up. What's that? Now I'm angry. Yep, now I got it. Here we go. Well, you should have a general idea as to whether your welds are decent or not, but I definitely understand getting somebody else's opinion. Like I said, I'd be selective, because some people will just talk shit on you just because you ask. Alright. Level it up this way this time, make it a little easier on myself. Yeah, that's good. I'll do the center of the pen again. Alright, let's keep going. Don't worry, I'll get you guys in just a second. Pretty good. All right. Good enough. That'll get the job done. Come on. TV, welcome back. I gotta charge this thing. Anyways. Let's talk a minute. Let me catch up. Yeah, it just gets, I mean, you can get a lot of practice in. Like I said, if we do this whole, if I can get this internet thing running, if I can get this internet thing running like I want to do it, then I think it'll be a good service to a lot of people who are looking to like do some stuff at home. So $2.99 a month, Facebook page, Stickman Fabrication. As soon as I get subscribers, I will start doing these how-to videos. I want to do at least 2 a month live, and I'm gonna post a bunch of stuff on the subscription page as I go about what to look for and what not to look for. So things like that. But like I said, I'm gonna go on probably tonight or tomorrow and make it so the first 30 days are free. That way you guys can try it, see if you like it. And if you don't like it and I don't have anybody left, then I just scrap the idea. Just an idea, just a thought. I thought it was gonna be a good service for some people. I can't teach you everything virtually, but I can definitely give you guidance, especially if you're having troubles with your machine. Or if you're having troubles understanding what you're looking for and what to look for and stuff like that. Let's see how true I got this. These are hot, so I'm gonna have to let them cool down for a minute. But let's see how good of a good my eyeball is. Let's see. Ready? Oh, a little wobble. That's not too bad. I'm just trying to sand it down so it fits in the little hole there. So that ain't a big deal for that one at all. Let's get that one out, put the other one in, and take a look. What are you trying to do? Act like a woodpecker? That's the weirdest sound I've ever heard come out of a chicken. Try the second one. Now I think this one's a little off. Think it's a little off. Yeah, that one's a little bit more off than the other. It's all right. I think it'll do what I want it to do, though. So that's all I'm concerned about, really. I'll put you down there so you can see a little bit of what I'm doing, at least. I honestly can't wait to get this tractor out of my garage. I started it thinking I was gonna enjoy it, but not really. Yeah, I mean, they're close enough. I'm just sanding them down. It doesn't have, I don't have a lathe, so. But I also don't need to be, it doesn't need to be perfect. I would like it to be close. Camera that close. Maybe I do. I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Oh, I need that on. What's plugged into there? Son of a bitch. All right. Damn it. I don't want to get another extension. Oh, I have it. I have an extension cord right here. I'm an idiot. All right. Get this moving. Sync check, microphone, sanding down these round pieces. All right. So, I'm not a bright man. Why didn't I? Oh, I know why I didn't think of that, because that wouldn't work. It's fine. It'll be okay. I'll survive. All right. So, this is the sleeve that was in there that fits in there perfectly. I need to get this to be as close to this size as I can. And as you can see, it's only a tad bit too big. So, this is why I need to build my own shop. So, I can spin this now that I have this hooked into my drill press. As I'm spinning this, I can use my sanding pad to sand this all down. It's not a perfect science, but it'll do for what I needed to do. It wasn't a mistake. You love me. Alright, well, I'm going to try not to throw sparks at everything that I own. I'm going to put you guys over here with my other camera. There we go, that's probably a better one. Alright, ready? Let's make a bunch of noise at little pocket money. I'm just kidding. Hey, you too. Thanks for joining in. That's getting pretty close. Not gonna lie. Let me get a flap wheel that takes off some more material without taking off too much noise. To be honest with you, I don't remember. Oh, there it is. Alright, got a flap wheel on here. Flap wheels tend to take a little bit more material than those sanding discs. So let's see if we can get a little bit more aggressive with this, and then I'm going to have to, you know, get some finer grit sandpaper to finish it up. thinking that's pretty close. I better check it. I have calipers, but my battery randomly died, and I thought I had a spare, but that one was also dead. Yeah. It's been a day. It really has been a day. That looks really close. I might call it right there. I don't know. We'll see. That's hot. Yeah. That was really hot. That's dumb. What I might do is I might pull a file out and file this thing. I'm getting to the point now where it's might be taking off too much metal. I had a file. I don't know. I had a file. All right, I don't know. Try it again, just to be sure. We're getting really close. I'm going to switch to hand sanding here shortly. Ooh, yeah, that's close. That's very, very close. Definitely going with a hand file now. Or hand tool of some sort. Whatever I can find, basically. There. Oh, I had a file in here. I did. Well, luckily it wasn't too much. Wasn't quite enough. But I don't want to use the sander anymore, so this is spinning on me. Think so? Guess we'll find out. That's why I'm trying to file the bottom down first. I see what you're saying. It does look like it's a little thin up top there. It might be, I don't know. I'll tell you what I can do, even though I don't have battery powered caliper right now, that caliper can still be used as a measuring device. Because I'm an idiot. I didn't think about it. I will set this caliper to that size. And now I can check it. Don't move. Now, let's see if you were right. CTV, if you were right. You've been... No. It's getting very close, though. Getting very, very close. I am so half tempted to pop this belt up a cog size. Ooh, yeah, that's hot shit. We're getting very close to the bottom half. Right there is almost it. That top half, not so much. What I'm going to do, because it's bouncing around so much, I cut these long on purpose. So I'm going to work on the top side. I am bumping that thing up a cog. Get this moving a little quicker. What are we at right now? We are at 250. So let's bump up to 510. Up one and down one. All right. Up one. Not very happy. Yeah, let's get some stuff done. Bumped up 500 rotations per minute. See if I can't hurt myself in the process. Oh, a lot of material. I might do that just for fun. It's not vibrating all that bad. Yeah, midsection is definitely taking down a lot less than the top here. Let's get this broken down a little bit. That's a little. That's better. The top is still not quite there. Came out of calibration a little bit. Yep, time to recalibrate. You're absolutely right. I was thinking the same thing. Look at you. Great minds think alike. Yeah. It's just that top. But I can deal with that. That ain't a big deal. I've also got to sand it down a little bit more yet. So let me grab it and see if it fits into this. Problem is there. Whew, that's a burning blow. Very, very close. Okay. So that's probably once it cools down will probably be it. What I am gonna do, get some sandpaper. Now I'm gonna have to get some finer grit sandpaper in order to do this the right way. I mean, well, in order to do this the right way, what I should do is get a metal lathe. But that's just not going to happen. There's my 1000 grit right there. There's my 1000 grit box. That's not 1000 grit. What is this? 50 grit. Let me go check the other box. 4,000? 3,000? Alright, well, I got 50 and 3,000 grip. I thought I had a bunch of others, but I guess I don't. Pretty good. I need it to be yeah, alright, it's there. Except for the top. The rest of it's there. In one spot. Alright, well that one's done for now until I get the finer good sandpaper that I thought I had, but I don't. Oh well. Ooh, buddy. That's warm. New one. Come in. Alright, maybe I should just try going with the file first. Yeah, that one's definitely not wobbling that much. Okay, it got worse. I think it worse. That definitely got worse. Oh. Maybe I should tighten it up a little better. not staining no better. Let's get a really aggressive grit sandpaper. This has been pretty worn down. Let's go with this one. Meanwhile, we'll check to see where we're at. This is painstakingly time consuming, but do what you got to do with what you got. I did put a offer in on a lathe from the 1940s that is not working. The guy wanted it out of his garage. He asked for $75. I said, what's wrong with it? He goes, I don't know, but it won't work. I said, well, for $75, it's probably worth its weight in scrap, so I'll take it. Worst case scenario, I scrap it. That's the worst case scenario. Got it hot enough to change color. That was fun. That's not bad. That's getting there. We getting it smoking hot though. Where's that bottom? Will that bottom go in? Oh yeah, the bottom will go in. The whole thing's changing color now. Really close on the bottom there. Not so close on the top. Top. Double check it by slipping it in there. And then I'm gonna have to get some sandpaper. And let this thing cool down. I got that thing nice and blue. Yeah, that'll go in. A little bit of extra oik. Be alright. Okay. Started burning the paper. Rightio then. The sketchy part is that you're really not supposed to do it. As a matter of fact, putting side pressure on a drill press is a really bad thing for the chuck. If you're putting a serious amount of side pressure. Look at all the grinder dust I got. That's yucky. Anyways, putting side pressure on a drill press is not a good idea. Basically, that's what that's saying. So, yeah. Now, before I forget, I'm going to re-gear my drill press, because if I don't do it, I'll forget, get frustrated, and then I won't use the drill press probably forever. These belts seen better days at this point. Back to 250 RPM. This belt is shredding. I need clamps so I can get this thing a little bit tighter than what it was. Because it was not what I would consider extremely tight. Work, 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 work. Yeah, I got a lot of shit everywhere. My God. One thing I don't like about doing work like that is it gets everywhere. And I mean it, man. My God. Now, where did my C-clamps go? Oh, right there. This part's not very sketchy. I was doing some other stuff earlier that was a little more sketchy than what I've been doing here. Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Oh, I'm an idiot. Damn it. Missed. There we go. There we go. Go. And that properly re-geared. That's pretty. Get some a little extra tension on it. Alright. Okay. That'll do it. Yay. Now, so that's done. Need to do preliminary stuff. Like, see what size drive this jack is. Or this, now you'll see. Let me see here. I'm gonna hurt myself. Alright, so I've got this one. Out of the way. Down the way. Get some of these rods out of the way. Welcome to the party. This is my new drive pulley. This was my old drive pulley. Kind of beat up and banged up and like this. I'm hoping that this fits because I'll be mighty upset. Oh, where is my belt? Son of a bitch, did I throw it away already? No. Oh, no, I didn't. This was my old drive belt. Now this will not be the one that I use, but it will be the same size. So does this fit in there? It does. As a matter of fact, it fits a little too well. Shit. Yeah, I went from, that's the size that I had, 5.5 inches. This is the size I got, 12. Pulley fits in there. Fits in there really well. I'm just afraid it's going to fall out. I'm going to have to make a really tight, I'm going to have to make a really tight guide for it. That's what I'm going to have to do. But it fits in there, thankfully. All right, good. But yeah, I'm pulley swapping. Yes, for the front pulley. So here, I'll show you. My rear pulley's right there. That's the smallest. That's the size that's on there from the factory. It's kind of small. So underneath, I have all of this room to put a pulley. Now I'm gonna have to rebuild the brackets for all of my tensioner pulley and all that. So that's a thing. But aside from that, I've got all this room for this. So I've got 12 3/4 inches. Well, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and 3/4. I think it's about 12 and a half or 12 3/4 of an inch in between the frame rails there. So this will fit right in there. Now I'm gonna have to make a shroud, but no, it's a gear train. Honestly, I don't know. So it's not geared. It's not individually geared. It is like a CVT, but it's not the one where you just put the pedal down harder and harder and you go faster and faster. It's the same thing like the geared transmission, only instead of 6 gears, I can just do this with the lever. It's weird. So I think it's a belt driven CVT. Maybe. I don't know. Here, maybe you can help me. What the hell? It has that. Well, it has that. 21.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton V-twin. I got a lot of metal everywhere. Yeah, 21.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton V-twin from, I think, 1996 or something of that nature. So, yeah. Did this sergeant gear? Okay. Thanks for the information. I had no idea. I don't have a clue. I just know that I can make it go fast. Yes, I know the engine's good. I know the engine's a very good engine, and I'm hoping, because these engines on the tractors, they're not, 21 horsepower is actually a lot of horsepower for something that size, because, for example, it is 1.5 inches. It's actually 1 5/8 inches. All right. What I was going to say is, even though it's a 21 horsepower engine, the torque on these things is phenomenal. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They have crazy low end torque. So I want to be able to use that. So I'm going to make a gas pedal for it. But I'm also going to, since it's a hydrostatic transmission, I should be able to adjust all sorts of throttle, because I want to be able to go from as low as, tractor speed to 40 miles an hour. Maybe. Now the question is, how do I make this freaking shank? Well, there's a short of me wheeling the thing with this pulley on. So I could just imagine what this thing's going to do. And I'm not so worried about the wheelies. I want to go fast. But now I need to make a shank. Don't know. This 1 inch Schedule 80. I do have the center hub piece. It's kind of bitched up. I need 1.5 inches. I can get. Why am I doing this? I can order 1 5/8 tubing, because it's got to be perfectly centered. No, I'll weld it. That's not a big deal. I'll have to look that up because I was just there. I didn't look for it though. I mean, all right, I'll look for it. If not, I can make one. It is a keyed shank, but it's not hardened steel, so I should be able to drill right through it. And put a bolt. I also got to make sure the height's right, because the height's not exactly right, then I'll shred belts. I'm probably going to shred fucking belts anyways. Alright. Thanks for the info. I will definitely look into that, because that'll be a lot easier than trying to make one. Now what I am going to do, well, while we're here, let's get this out of the way. Lay this down as I fall on my own ass. Yeah, not well. I can weld that. That's not a big deal. That's what this channel is all about. But yeah, thank you for the information. That helps out a lot. Because I wasn't sure how I was going to do that, and I really don't want to do what I've seen everybody else do and throw a bolt through it, because I need to keep this thing as balanced as I possibly can, because, you know, it's one thing to do 20 miles an hour. It's another thing to do state road speed. So, all right, well, I'm going to take this. I gotta hook this up to that. So let us get that out of the way. Let's get my tripod out of the way. For now, let's just put everything in the way. I am full of grinder dust. And whatever other dust there exists in the world. Let me put you down for a minute. I'm gonna get my lift set up so I can get this thing put up in the air. I wish I could have put this thing a little closer, but it's all right. Okay, I need my handle. No, I don't need my handle that bad. I'm coming. They sell them. I've been told that they sell them. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure now that I think about it, because I had my bottle before I started going to them. So, I'm pretty confident that they do sell them. But in case they don't hold me to it. Come on now. Hopefully it doesn't fall on my ass. Catch it over there. Nope. Son of a bitch. Move this a little bit farther. What the hell? Why is it? What's this stuff on? There we go. falling? Barely. My God. Catch that? Barely gonna catch it. We're gonna find out if I'm gonna hurt myself, make a lot of noise. What we're gonna do, I don't know. First off, let's get this out of the way. Secondly, first one down. What happens if I put the second jack down? Well, definitely did not catch. Slide it over a bit. I'll say oops a daisy. I'm outside of Philadelphia. I'm probably halfway in between Philadelphia and Harrisburg. Nah, not quite halfway, but pretty close to halfway. Yeah, I like it up here. Really do. Especially this is my favorite time of year, so, well, one of my favorite times of year. Honestly, the longer I stay out of the field, the more I've been enjoying my summers. Oh, that's better. Is that? Nope. It's not better. Holy shit. That ain't gonna work. Got the steering right in the way. Fuck you. I don't go there. Sorry. I know people love to ask me that question, but I just don't even go there. That is a balancing act if I've ever seen one. It is barely on there. Yeah, I'm not a fan of government in general. They all are kind of dumb. Is that is come on. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to spin. Oh well, this is what it is now. Let's get it down there. Uh-oh. Oh, of course. I put it right over the jacket. I was trying to avoid getting it on. Alright, good enough. Get the chain fall in here. Go to bed. I think. There. I need to pick it up. Oopsie. Right there. But we don't have anything to pick it up by. That was dumb. Why the hell would I do that? I mean, I have a lifting strap, but it's a giant one. Good enough. All right. Now what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I didn't think about this before I did it. Could just weld my bar on there. No, that's not a good idea. I have like sort of a G. There. Nope. There ain't nothing. This wasn't very smart of me. Grab it by the end of it. And just get it up in here. Oh, shit. Oh. Yeah. I didn't think about that part. What's that? I don't know what the fuck that is. I think I'll be welding my bar to it. Yeah, let's weld the bar to it. Just to get it liftable. Now what I mean when I say that about all that I don't get involved in it stuff is that I come to find that no matter what opinion I have, it seems to be made up for me regardless of whether I vote or express my concerns. Stuff of that nature. So I've gotten frustrated. I've grown to be very frustrated. So I just keep my opinion to myself. Sorry if that offends some people, but at the same time, I'm really not sorry. Whoops. confident that that adjointed will hold everything that I need to hold. That's all the welding I'm going to do today. If I need to do any more, then I'm just going to quit. Because I am tired. Well, I'm not actually tired. I'm supposed to be tired. That's what my doctor told me. I'm not. And, well, that's about as far as it gets me. That'll wait. Up. I see another issue. Alright, well, that actually might not be so much of an issue. Ooh, that's still hot as shit. Swear to me. Now I can move it around. Now it's my guessing. That's no bueno. Where's that coming from? may have been leaking out the vent tube, I don't know. Anyways, there we go. That's the underside. Nope, stay here, stay here, stay here. I was leaking gasoline. All right. Okay. One more thing I want to check while we're here. While you're here with me. I can do this before I go to bed. How much clearance do I have? I know I gotta move that already. I'm already well aware of that. Holy shit. Well, that just fits in there, don't it? Actually, I don't need to move that, I don't really need to move that. If I make my shank long enough where it sits, well, I definitely need to lengthen it at the very least. I'm gonna have to move it. Let's take a look at this for a couple minutes. Because, yeah, I don't have a choice. All right. So I've got that there. I'm just going to take and move that. And where am I going to move it is the question. Well, I depress it. I hang this up here. I can relocate it right here. If I relocate it, the whole thing needs to switch around. Shit, man. That's gonna be a little bit more difficult than I really intended it to be. That is going to have to go, I'm gonna have to make that go straight. I'm not worried about that right now. I'm running out of a little bit of time. I'm going to get through at some point. Alright, so that's the flat side pulley. I can swap the pulleys. Can I swap the pulleys? No, I keep that the same. Instead of putting this arm here, I put this arm down here. And then it's going to have to actuate some way, right? Open that. I might be able to get that to work. is this? What the hell is this? What did this go to? Oh. Nope. Nope. I don't know what that went to. I don't know what it's for. I have no idea. I think I have an idea. Well, this is the bottom of a lawn tractor, and I'm going to put a giant pulley on it, and I'm also going to lower it onto my tubular frame here and make it do state road speed, 40 miles an hour, which is was that 70 kilometers an hour? Something like that. But in order to put this giant ass pulley in there, I'm gonna make my tensioner pulley go somewhere else. And it's gonna have to go right in here. And yeah, yep, that's it. So I'm just debating on how to do that. I mean, I could run without an idler, but that's how we shred belts. And I have no way to stop other than going to neutral in the transmission. Really, really rather not do that. So, I don't know. But I need to get the shank for that, which is at my Tractor Supply, I guess. That's what I was told. I guess that's it. I can't think of anything else. I think that's it. If I sit that there, that's the only problem that I got right there. Is that. Oh, not really. I don't have a problem. That's actually not a big deal. At all. That's actually not a big deal at all. Like, at all. That's actually going to work. No. No, actually. Yes, moving it forward is an option, but I don't think it's my first choice because there's a lot of things that I have to move like electronically. Maybe. But I still might get in the way of the other things. I mean, taking this and moving it's not that big a deal. It's just a matter of just planning for it. I just got to plan for it correctly. I don't know. You know, I'm starting to look at this and wonder if moving the engine forward isn't such a bad idea. I would just have to re-drill the holes for the engine mounts. How much more forward can I go? That's a real question. Who came up with that idea? Gun enthusiast. I mean, maybe. How much more forward I can go? Getting into the frame rails now. I'm gonna have to lengthen up that rear end. Where were you earlier? That. Oh, no, it won't work that bad. It's a good idea. But no, what happens is when I put my foot on the pedal, this tensioner pulley goes out like that to release it. And then you got to bring it back in. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this. So I'm going to put this down here. Keep the linkage on it. Well, hell, let's do it really quick. I've got a few minutes. I mean, it's fucking Sunday. I don't know where to go. But I just kind of want to go to bed at some point. But my brain's going too much. My brain is working on overtime because I want to get this done. Done and done. Oops, it easy. So let's take, guys are off. Let's take the tension off. Oh, it's just a bolt. Oh, it's just a, oh. Oh, that's easy. Don't say that too loudly. It's just a bolt. I thought it was a stud welded in there. Okay, well that makes life a little easier. So what I'll do, this. Definitely gonna have to put it up in a higher pole. But basically, I'm gonna put this somewhere back here for the tension. Even if I have to make a new, I'll make a new bar. Sitting there. Flip that thing over. Okay. Well, I'm already here, so I'm gonna have to take that off now. Because if I leave that there, I'm gonna drop this down, I'm gonna break it. Ow. I just shit out myself. This one off. Pulley. Come on now. Right, so if I am to do this correctly, only two things need to happen. I'm going to A, put that down there, put this, nearly this, boom. And I put that there. What happens? If I depress it, that can work. I'm gonna have to make a new arm, I think. I'm gonna do that. And if I let it go, that's supposed to be open. Yeah, that'll work. There's another hole over here. Look at that. Like that. flip it. If I flip it, that's what I'm going to have to do. Because that's going to put some tension on. That's going to put the tension on there. Push it down, that's going to take the tension off. So this whole thing is going to need to be rerouted. But that will work. All right. Put it down for the night, that way it's not, in case I'm leaking gasoline, because I smell it. I don't see it anymore. I don't see puddles happening, so. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Back up we go. Alright. Get my gloves. Where'd they go? There they go. I'll set it down my hand. Heavy sometimes. All right. Let me go get my lifting strap and see if I can get it under it and see if I can move it. made it here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play with it and see exactly how it turns out. I mean, the nice thing is, it's just a carriage bolt, so I can slot a hole in the frame and just see how it goes. Alright, now this may or may not bend these rails here. I really don't care. What I want to see is if I lift it this way, if I can actually... One, I want to make sure I can actually lift it this way. Oh, it's caught on something now. Bitch. Come on. Just stay there for a second, all right? Stuck on it. I need to go right here. Right up there. There's the center point. Yes, I'm going to need a shorter strap for that. Or I might just use my D-ring. Where is my D-ring? You motherfucker. Where did I put it? I just had it. I don't know. Where is it? Are you fucking kidding me? I know I walked in here with it. I need a good bed. That's just what it comes down to. I think I just need to go to sleep. And deal with this tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I really do mean Monday. Okay, down. All right. What the hell? Yes.
Dad, just let me sleep.
Go ahead, go to sleep.
Why you just let me while I was sleeping in the